So in this video, we're going to take a look at how we can find multiples and factors of a selection of different numbers. A multiple of a number is the result that we get when that particular number is multiplied by a whole number. And we generally find these by going through that given numbers times table. So for example, we're starting with 12. So I'm just going to find the first 5 multiples of 12 here, as they do carry on. So my first multiple of 12 would be 12. And then because it's just our 12 times table, we're going up in 12s each time. So going through, we'd have 24, 36, 48, 60. And again, this list would continue on, but I'm just going to find the first 5. And that's how we'd find our multiples of a number. Now for a factor is a number that can divide into another number exactly and leave no remainder. And to make it easier to find factors of a number, we can look for its factor pairs, which we can find by seeing which whole numbers can be multiplied together to give us our number we are trying to find the factors for. So we can set up 2 columns here to find our factors. So for 12, we're going to start with 1. We'd have 1 multiplied by 12. And then we just keep going. So we've already done 1. We're now going to try 2. Is 2 a factor of 12? Well, it is, because we can do 2 multiplied by 6, and that'll give us 12. Moving on, we're now going to try 3. Is 3 a factor of 12? Well, it is, because we can do 3 multiplied by 4, and that'll give us 12. So at this point, we can stop, because we can now see we've got no more numbers between 3 and 4. As this column on the left has been increasing, this column on the right has been decreasing. So we've got no more factors. So the factors of 12 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. So that's how we can find our multiples and factors of different numbers. So we're going to try some other examples now. So we want to find all the factors and the first 5 multiples of each of the numbers below. So feel free to pause the video here and have a go at this. And we'll go through the solutions in just a few moments. Okay, so for 8, we're looking for the first 5 multiples. So we're simply going to go through our 8 times table. So that would be 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. And of course, this list is going to go on, but the question just asks for the first 5 multiples. And now for the factors, well, we're going to do our factor columns. We're going to start with 1 times 8 gives us 8. 2 would be a factor because 2 multiplied by 4 gives us 8. If we then try 3, we can't multiply 3 by another whole number. That will give us 8. And then we're back to 4. So we can see we've completed our columns. So the factors of 8 are simply 1, 2, 4, and 8. Okay, now we're looking at the number 9. So the first 5 multiples of 9 would be 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. And now for the factors of 9. What whole numbers are going to multiply together to give us 9? Well, again, we do our 2 columns. Well, 1 multiplied by 9 gives us 9. Then looking at 2. Well, 9 isn't in the 2 times table. We can't multiply 2 by a whole number to get 9. So we move on. We then look at 3. Well, yes, 3 is going to work because if we do 3 multiplied by 3, that's going to give us 9. So because I've got 3 multiplied by 3, that's going to give me 9. I'm not going to write this down twice. I'm just going to write it here. And this will always be the case when we have a square number. So a square number is a number that is the result of a number that has been multiplied by itself. So 9 is a square number because it is the result of 3 multiplied by 3. So another thing to take from this is that square numbers will always have an odd number of factors, as we have that the factors of 9 are simply 1, 3, and 9. Okay, moving on, we now have 15. So the first 5 multiples of 15 would be 15, 30, 45, 60, and 75. And then for our factors of 15, well, we can have 1 multiplied by 15. We then try 2. Well, 15 isn't in the 2 times table, so we move on. We then look at 3. Well, 15 is in the 3 times table. It's 3 multiplied by 5. We then look at 4. Well, it's not in the 4 times table. And then we can stop because we're back to 5. So we've completed our columns. So the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. Okay, moving on, we're now looking at 20. So the first 5 multiples of 20 are 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. And now for the factors of 20, again, we're going to do our factor pairs. So we've got 1 multiplied by 20. We can then have 2, because it's in the 2 times table. 20 would be 2 multiplied by 10. We then try 3. Well, it's not in the 3 times table. So we move on to 4. Well, it's in the 4 times table. It's 4 times 5. And then we can stop there. As we can't pick any more numbers, we know we've finished. So our factors of 20 would be 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. And now for this final question, we're looking at the number 21. So our first 5 multiples of 21 would simply be 21, 42, 63, 84, and 105. And then for our factors, again, using our factor pairs, we've got 1 multiplied by 21. 21 isn't in the 2 times table. So moving on, it is, however, in the 3 times table. It's 3 multiplied by 7. We then carry on. It isn't in the 4 times table. It's not in the 5 times table. And it's not in the 6 times table. So now we're back to 7, so we can stop. We know we've finished, so our factors of 21 would be 1, 3, 7, and 21. So well done if you followed along with those questions. And that's it for this video. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. If there are any topics at all that you'd like me to go through next, then please just let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to make some videos on those topics as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.